Over the past few years, we've seen global crises shake up our world. Pandemics, macroeconomic pressures, and challenging food supply chains have pushed leaders to find innovative solutions to the world's biggest problems. In this episode, we'll explore the ways that experts are tackling these issues through open innovation and, of course, collaboration. We'll hear from Linn Teigland, EY EMEIA Area Managing Partner, Murad Al-Khatib, President and CEO of AGT Food and Ingredients, Beatriz Sáiz, EY Global Consulting Data Analytics Leader, David M. Lodge, Francis J. DeSalvo, Director of the Cornell Atkinson Center for Sustainability, and the winner from the EY Open Data Challenge, Fuhan Yang.
Over the past years, conflict, climate shocks, and supply chain issues have shocked agricultural markets, creating high food inflation and accelerating global hunger. Global food prices are being pushed higher and higher, and with them, the growing risk of poverty and malnutrition in the world's most vulnerable populations. This is not an issue that a single organization can solve. Food security is a global emergency caused by systemic problems. We need multiple, scalable solutions, and we know that often the ideas that spark these solutions come from highly diverse places. This is why global open innovation challenges are so important. The way I see it is that collaboration drives innovation, and innovation can drive collaboration. And increasingly, this is a process that needs to happen outside of the public and private sector worlds. Opening the doors to those audiences that are traditionally left out, students and young people, those who live in the least developed countries, small entrepreneurs who start businesses with the high potential to create impact at scale. These are the unnoticed communities that can make a real difference. We're enabling voices to be heard, but more importantly, giving people the ability to make change happen themselves. Farm to Fork is a global ideathon designed to generate, collect, and accelerate multiple solutions to food security right across the supply chain. We challenged companies, scientists, impact entrepreneurs, and even high school students to suggest interventions right along the agricultural supply chain, from more productive agricultural systems to more sustainable food processing and consumption. The response was truly amazing. We received 222 submissions from individuals and teams all over the world. And what it showed us was that people are already tackling this issue in truly innovative ways. Over 1,500 people participated in the competition from 35 countries. The solution to food insecurity is to replicate what they're doing, but at scale.
If we quantify the overall food production necessity in the world today, in the next 40 years, we have to produce the same amount of food that we produced in the last 10,000 years of civilization. So the Farm to Fork Challenge encourages that meeting of innovation, product development, commercialization, technology, and the consumer's needs. AGT Food and Ingredients is a sustainable plant-based protein company. Agriculture in Canada was undergoing a major transformation when I started this company. And what we decided to do was take a new rotation of the farmers, pulse crops, lentils, peas, chickpeas, and beans, and encourage our farmers to grow them so that we could fill a protein gap that existed around the world. So we now buy from the farmers, we transform the product in our processing plants, and we export to 100 countries around the globe. My hope for the future of food security is that the world's most vulnerable have access to the food that they need. You know, the nutrition is a basic building block of everything from education and social development and societal development as a whole. And I think that, bringing together all the elements of the available land and water in the world, the technology and innovation to make sure that the plant-based products that we produce are accessible, to those that need it most, is a world in which I hope to continue to contribute.
It's critical that organizations play a role in solving global crises because the pace of change driven by technology has no precedent. it's quite impossible for governments or the public sector to be leading the way. So it's a time more than ever where the private sectors, where organizations need to connect, because typically solving a large problem is not a theme of one single industry or one single company, but things get solved through the ecosystem, putting together different capabilities, technological capabilities, networks, access to clients, sectors, etc., where you can drive a significant impact. In my views, there are three ways in which companies can take action and get involved in solving some of these global issues. The first thing is to tag this as a purpose for the company, and communicate this to the community of shareholders, clients, but also employees. The second one is to change the way of working, to think about the ecosystem and collaboration as a new way of working. Typically, these challenges are hard to be solved by just one company. The sharing of capabilities, knowledge, and data becomes crucial. And the third one is to share this purpose with your workforce, with the employees. We have seen many times, even at EY, employees are willing to make a contribution. It's a very nice way to align purpose and to navigate in the same direction. The EY Open Science Data Challenge is a movement aimed at open the activity of research to the entire world. Actually, it's quite constrained to the world of academia. And what we want is to give the opportunity to thousands and thousands of students and young professionals to make a contribution in the world. So we are collaborating with large organizations such as NASA, MIT, academia as well, like Cornell, to find topics that align with one of the 17 SDG, in which the application of data at a scale and data science can make an impact.
The Cornell Atkinson Center for Sustainability is the hub for sustainability research at Cornell. We connect expertise across all the boundaries of departments and colleges. We do that internally, and then we connect teams of researchers in a mission-driven way to create and co-create with external partners solutions to the world's increasingly urgent challenges around climate, energy, food, and health. You know, it takes all of our expertise to solve these big problems. Universities can bring deep knowledge, research expertise, but we often don't really understand the pathways by which new knowledge can really create or be part of solutions. So we rely on other organizations like EY to walk with us, to co-create with us. What are the problems that are ripe for solution? What kind of research or new knowledge creation could help rapidly move the problem along toward a solution? EY's emphasis on innovation around the acquisition and use of data in solving sustainability challenges lines up perfectly with much of the expertise that we can bring to bear at Cornell, both to help EY define problems that are ripe for innovation and solution, and for us to then provide that and to encourage and revel really in EY's ability then to move potential solutions into impact in terms of the practices of corporations or products or public opinion or government policies.
I'm a PhD student in Pennsylvania State University, and I'm also one of the winners from the EY Data Challenge last year. I think it is a great chance for you to get to know how your skills and mindsets are applied in the real world. It also offers valuable experience of working with your best friend to tackle down the tough problems. It is also a motivation for you as you are taking action to make a difference.
In times of uncertainty, collaboration and being open to innovation are essential to tackling serious challenges. Together, we can create an environment where solutions really do become reality.